Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today it's Thursday the 16th of March. I've just taken another load of ewes and lambs back out down to the Broads, and we're going to wash this off. I wash it off after every use to keep it clean, and it's also important for the farm assurance as well. Alright, that is one washed off cattle container. The sheep don't make too much of a mess in comparison with the cattle. They always make a hell of a mess, the cows. But this is all washed off, ready for next time we use it when we take the cattle out, literally in April time. And we've had this livestock container for about, I think, 7 years now. We originally got it from Johnson Brothers, who are over in Ireland, Johnson Brothers of Fintona, and it's been absolutely brilliant. We also use it, as a lot of you guys will know who watch the channel regularly, we use it for bales as well when we take the stock box off. So it's been a really worthwhile investment. Originally I had a John Deere 6300 on this cattle container, and then we upgraded to a 6930 on it, and then we upgraded to this, the John Deere 6155R, which has been one hell of a tractor. It's been really comfortable, smooth, reliable. It's got AdBlue and all the emission stuff on it, but it's been pretty reliable. Okay, so that's more like it. I had a couple of comments over the last week on the John Deere 6155R. Could I do a review on it? It hasn't got the character, the 6R, of the 6930, which we had before this. That used to be a really characterful tractor, but everywhere else it's comfortable and it's quiet. We will one day get a 30 series to join it as well, so we kind of retain a bit of the old character, but it's comfortable for doing those long days when you just want a quiet cab and just a bit of peace and quiet. So that's one sort of big plus. Right, so we're just going to drop this trailer off the cattle float, and if you have a look on the left there, we've got the water tanker spring at the moment. Behind that is the chain harrows, which I'm hoping to get on this tractor. We've got an extra 32 acres of silage land, and to see whether it's going to make any difference to our silage, to help the grass get growing and to help it till it. Until the cows trailer, until we take the cows out. Fortunately, I reversed the tanker nearly over it. All my friends right now just on slurry tankers, they're drilling, muck spreading, and I'm just like, living life on the chain arrows. 6 on the harrows. Unfortunately, the chain arrows haven't got any balls, so I'm just getting off the cultivator. We're going to chuck these ones on. Alright, so I've had to get the Manitou round to lift up the chain arrows so that they're high enough off the ground so that I can put the link arms on. Oh, hang on. Are they going to be too big? I think the arms might be too big for the bloody thing. Oh. Well, I think we're on. As you can see, just managed to caress the link arms under it. They didn't want to go on, but we made it go on anyway. And at the end of the day, you know, might be a silly job this with the small chain arrows. Normally I have the 65 on this job, but that's broken at the moment. And also it's a 7-mile round trip, well, 14-mile round trip there and back on the 36 all the way down to the Broads, and I don't fancy going down there with the 65 with HGVs and things like that. So yeah, it is a job for this tractor, to be fair. So we will pop top link on and see if this works on this tractor. I was just thinking, you know, if you're buying a new John Deere and you went into a John Deere dealership, you're thinking, oh, you know, I'm thinking of buying a new John Deere, go down there, see the salesman and all that, and they're like, I'm thinking about, I need a John Deere 6250R, something like that, 400 horsepower tractors, and then they say, well, what sort of work are you doing with it, sir? And it's just like, oh, a bit of chain arrowing, just a bit of chain arrowing, you know, a bit of flat rolling. So you see in the shed, I've got the last remaining cows. They still haven't had any of their calves yet, so we're keeping an eye on them at night. Yeah, I'm hoping to get them all done by the next couple of weeks. Get them all out to grass before long as well. You see there's the Gator. We've been using that. You might have seen it in the video I did yesterday when we were taking the lambs out. It's being used every day at the moment. The reason why we went for the Gator actually in the buggy over the pickup truck is that actually this year I cannot get the Defender, the Land Rover, down there because it keeps cutting up the ground because it's so wet. And this is where the Gators really come into its own, or an alternative buggy, whatever you like to call them. They're so light when the marshes are wet, and you can get over them without making a mess or leaving marks. So Yeah, that is one good thing, I guess, to using buggies on your farmland. These chain harrows, yeah, there's a big job, these chain harrows. When you put the wings down, it takes some pulling. Yeah, it doesn't matter what tractor you've got really or what implements you've got. I know a guy who's just only got a 35X and a small mower, and he loves it. You know, it doesn't matter what you've got, as long as you're happy and you're living the dream, that's all that matters. Where we took the sheep off over the last couple of days on the silage fields, we were hoping to sort of spread the muck about from where the sheep have been and put out some of the grass for the silage to help the grass breathe and tiller a little bit before we start looking at making silage. John Deere parking one. And there's a blooming Massey. There's a Massey Ferguson next to it. It's Clove. Yeah, she's doing well, aren't you? You're getting a bit older. And you've got a new friend now, haven't you? We'll show you everyone your new friend soon. There you go, girl. Here's dinner. Yeah, and elsewhere on the farm, we've been cleaning out the stalls today. Gave the last calving cows this bale of silage here. Some nice first cut from the 9 acres. And if you have a look on the right, got all those bales indoors. You can use them to put through the spreader bale, the Teagle Tallyhawk, when that comes on demo. Bed this lot down, bed the rest of the suckler herd down, the stores, and it'll be a good test for it. You can see this is one of our red poles. This is native to Norfolk. They were originally bred, red poles, by the Earl of Leicester up near Hokum. And they crossed 2 different breeds of animal to get the red pole, which was originally bred for grazing Norfolk salt marshes. So these really are Norfolk's traditional breed of cow, and we've had them for many years now, and they work really well down at our marshes. We used to have a herd of blonde Aquitaine continental cattle. We had 100 blonde Aquitaine cattle, suckler herd, and you'd send them down to the marshes and they would come back not in the best condition because they struggle down at the marshes to put on the flesh, whereas these red poles, you put them down at the marshes and they come back like little barrels because they're bred for the marshes. The only downside we've had with them is you can get the odd wild one in there in the genes, so any wild cows will cull out, and we try and keep the best red poles, the tamest, the best conformation, the easiest to carve, all that sort of thing. So we keep track of them, and yeah, it's taken a long time. And they are not for everyone. They are not for everyone, red poles. They are a native breed. They're a native breed for a reason. There's a reason why people don't use them anymore these days that much. And you got to know what you're doing with them. You know, you get it right, and you can get the most out of them, and they can do a lot of conservation work. But it is just breeding the right ones, keeping the ones with the best temperaments, keeping a close eye on them and monitoring them. That's there you go, she's got plenty of grass anyway. So yeah, that's sort of how it's worked out for us with the red poles anyway. So we hope to keep a good number in the herd. Right, so we'll be up tonight. I think this Hereford over here might calve tonight. She's started bagging up, and she could be the next one to go. So we'll stay up, see what happens. I'm setting up the farm stream, got like a little camera thing to keep an eye on them, just waiting for a 4G card. So tomorrow we'll go out with the chain harrows, try and chain harrow one of the silage fields, and then we might possibly be able to look at the R3100 mower. Just got to put a phone call into that, and we'll see if that's possible. So with that, thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Click here to subscribe to the channel, and click here to watch another Olly's Farm video.